Hi guys, it's Yoma again. I hope you've had an amazing week and welcome to another video. If you do not know me, I make videos about a candle business I started just last year. So this is all about my candle business, my candle journey, and just helping other people to get to know more about my business and how they can also start and run their own candle businesses. So today I'm going to walk you through the different things I use in my candle production process, and I'm going to put in the description below links to where you can get all of these different things that I'm going to talk about today. So if you have any questions, any comments, any suggestions, you can also drop them in the comment section below, and just enjoy this journey with me. And so when it comes to making candles, there are essential things you need to have. So you need to have wax, you need to have your containers, you need to have wick, and then you need to have your fragrance oil if you're making scented candles. And today I'm just going to take you through the things I use to make my own soy wax scented candles. So for different kinds of candles, there are different kinds of materials and things that you would need, but for today we're only going to cover soy wax scented candles. And I'm just going to get my paper that has a price list of everything so I can, appropriately say the prices I bought all of these items. So the first thing to start with is your wax, and this wax is the SCX, yeah, the ecosystem, I'm correct. It is the ecosystem soy wax from Candle Shack, and it comes in a slab form, much bigger slab than this. And I bought 26 kgs of that when I started my candle business, and it was around 91 pounds with including value added tax. So including tax, it was about 91 pounds, and it usually comes in slab forms, and it's packaged in a cardboard box which is properly sealed to make sure that your item doesn't damage. And so that is the wax I use to make all my candles. So for my 9-ounce candles, for my 7-ounce candles, that is the wax I use to make my candles. Also, I make wax melts, and wax melts are sort of something I do just for testing and to sell to people, to have sort of a feel of what the different fragrances I work with smell like. And for my wax melt, I use a slightly different wax, and this is the HPM blend. So it is the high performance melt blend, and if you can see, this comes in pellet form, or should I say, yeah, in pellet form. And oh, that's really nasty, and yeah, you need to be careful when using that. So it comes in that form, it comes in little pellets like that, and I bought 22.68 kgs of that for 80 pounds including tax. And so I use that for my wax melt specifically. The reason why I use these two different waxes is because the ecosystem SCX wax is a coconut and soy blend, and so it's a mixture of coconut extract and soy extract, and it's absolutely natural. It's 100% vegan friendly, and I want my business to speak more about the ethical side of me and to show off the fact that we can run a business and still save the planet at the same time, and use stuff that is very, very good for the human body. In the other sense, the HPM blend I use for my wax melts are a blend of soy wax and a little bit of mineral wax. And so I use that because for the wax melts, they need a little bit of stability, especially when you need to transport them. Over time, I'm going to switch to 100% soy wax for my wax melts. The next thing I'm going to show you is the tins and the jars I use for my candles. And so I bought all of this tin from Candle Shack also, and this is just a cylinder. Sorry, this is just a tin cylinder, and it's 20 cls, and I bought it at 0.84 pounds each, and I bought a large quantity. So the higher the quantity, the lesser the price, basically, because it's looked at as wholesale purchase, and so it just costs 84p, and that is what I use to make my 7-ounce candles. And you can see what it looks like when I finally put my label on it. It looks really pretty. I especially love the tins because they are easy to transport, they are easy to ship, and you know, you can take this for like a journey. You can, you know, put this on any surface or any height. You're not afraid of, oh, it's a glass jar, it's going to, you know, it's going to break, or this or that. But to mention, when I package these, I package them really well, and I've never had any complaints from any customers so far about candles breaking, even when I transport the jars. And this beautiful white, externally white matte jar. So this is white in color. It's sort of like a matte texture on the exterior, and it's absolutely sturdy. It's very, very good for the kind of candles I try to make and the kind of product line I want to have. I want to have an authentic luxury product line that is, you know, not so pricey to the point that, you know, you can afford it. This is affordable luxury products, and I bought these at £1.20 including VAT each. And like I said, the more you buy, the lesser the price becomes, because it's looked at as you're buying in bulk. And so this is 30 cls. I use this to make my 9-ounce candles, and it's an absolutely amazing jar. When, you know, it's burning, and when this candle in it is burning, it sort of gives that diffused light that gives you that sort of ambience and that sort of feeling, that feeling of zen that you just want in your living space or around you when you're burning the candle. I especially love burning candles in this because when I do it, it has that look on the side, that orange feel that's not straight in your eyes, but at the same time it's like, it's so angelic. It's just amazing. And so those are the two different jar sizes I use. When I started off, I bought a sample of different sizes, and then I looked at what people were doing online, looked at what people would want to purchase, and then I decided to streamline to these two sizes. So when you're looking to start out your own business, you shouldn't you know, look at, if you have the money, it's fine, but if you don't have the money and you're a student, or you're someone who is just, you know, trying to put the little savings you have, like me, into the business, I would advise, you know, you start small. Look for sizes that you know you can work with and people would appreciate, and just go with that. And so I really enjoy using these two different sizes. So this takes 7 ounce and this takes 9 ounce. So when you get this, you're burning 7 ounce and 9 ounce of candle. And then when it comes to the wick, so you can see this wick, it's basically a cotton wick with a paper strand woven at the center of it, and then it is made, you know, very rigid and very solid by using wax. So it's dipped in wax and then dried, and then it becomes like this. So it's flexible, but it's really good because it's cotton. It doesn't burn off and give, you know, bad odors, or, you know, too much, or give smoke in your house or anything like that. And it's attached to a metal base for standing it, so this makes it easier, especially for someone like me, who is, you know, most of the time on the go. I just want to, you know, be able to stick that in the candle, glue it well, and then pour my candle. And so that helps me do that exactly. And I bought these for £15 for I think it was 250 pieces, and so that's about 0.06 pounds each. And so they are quite useful for anyway, they are one of the most important things in making your candles. And so when you are looking to light your candle, you light the wick, and then it serves as sort of the channel through which the wax can flow through and then burn and also scent. And then this is your wick stickers, and so I just cut off a piece of the entire roll because I have a roll of these. And what you do is, so when you want to stick your wick to your jar to give it that sort of stability it needs, you take the covering off, and then you just put your wick straight onto it. So it has two sticky sides, and then one side sticks to the wick while the other side sticks inside of the jar. And then once you see, it's really good because it just helps you to save time. A lot of people use different methods, but I have especially found the wick stickers to be really helpful. And then once I do that, I just press them down a bit with a little bit of stick that I use. So I'll get to that. It's not really stick, but it's something I use for, you know, pressing down my wick into the jar to make them solid enough. And then moving on, also the next thing is my wick stabilizer. And my wick stabilizer is made of wood. It's eco-friendly, it's really useful, they are reusable. And so what I do is when I pour my candle and then I, you know, want to stabilize the wick while waiting for the candle to dry, I just put it over the wick and leave it like that. Yeah, so it stabilizes my wick, make sure it doesn't move around till the wax solidifies fully, and then I can trim it to package and, you know, either burn or to send off to my customers. And then the next, oh yeah, so I got these for I think 200 pieces for £15.71, and I got these on Amazon because I started out buying some of the things I use for my candles on Amazon, and then some other things I bought from a professional candle supply should I say manufacturer, candle supplies manufacturer, and I'm going to explain why I did that later on. So the next thing is so I got this meat thermometer, and it's of decent length. It has both degrees Celsius and degrees Fahrenheit reading, so depending on where you are and what kind of reading you're used to, you can adjust that, and then it automatically switches off on its own when it's not being used or when it's turned on for too long. So you need to always make sure you check that. And I got this for £7.39, also on Amazon. Be reminded that all of these links to this product will be in the description below, so you need not worry to you know, try and take notes down. I'm going to make that easy for you. And so I use this to watch the temperature of my wax when I'm melting my wax, when I'm mixing in my fragrance oil, and when I'm also pouring, because temperature is really important in candle making. You need to get the right temperature to melt your wax at. You need to get the right temperature at which you pour your fragrance oil, and then you also need to get the right temperature at which to pour it in the jar to give you the perfect candle. And so that's where all of the chemistry and the physics of candle comes into play. And do not worry, in subsequent videos I'm going to take you through all of that process, you know, the different techniques and the different acts I've already developed over time to help me in my candle making process. The next thing is this spoon. So it looks like one of these whisk spoons that these barmen use to make really nice cocktails, which is one of the reasons why I like it, especially if you like booze. So yeah. So this I got this on Amazon also. It's just called a mixing spoon. It's about 25 centimeters long, so a decent length, and this was just £179. I use it to turn my wax, to stir in my fragrance oil, and, you know, to just break my wax over when I'm melting it. The next thing is my melting pitcher or my melting jar. This can also be used as a pouring jar for people who have advanced to, you know, bigger wax melters, the professional ones. They melt in the wax melters and then pour it in here, mix their fragrance oil and pour it in the candle. But for a startup like me, and if you're looking to start out or to just make 1 or 2 candles or make a few candles over time, I would advise you get this because it's 3 liters, so it takes quite a quantity. You could make, I don't know, up to 10 9-ounce candles or so with just a full pitcher of wax. And I got this for £21.99 on Amazon. It was really cheap. And so this is where I melt my wax for my candles and for my wax melts. I remember the day I went to pick this up at Royal Mail. I was so excited. Like, my boyfriend was just looking at me like a crazy person, but this was like a defining moment for me because I was using one of these small, I think I have it here. Oops, sorry for the sound. So I was using this to start out and to test, you know, in my candle making process. And so when I decided to finally open up my shop on Etsy, I bought this, and it was the most amazing feeling, you know, you could ever have when it comes to candle making, except when you buy the bigger wax melt burners or the wax melt. Yeah, when you buy the bigger wax melter, then it's another thing entirely. That one is I'm probably going to, yeah. Okay, so moving on. So the next thing you need is your fragrance oil. This is a 1 kg jar of one of the fragrance oils I use, and this is the one I use for my Tanzanian wood scent. So it's a blend of about 2 different fragrances of sandalwood and of black pepper, and this usually speaks to people who like that musky, woody, vibe around them. And yeah, so this comes in a 1 kg, 1 kg cylinder, and I got about 4 of these from Candle Shack in different fragrances, and this usually range between 50 to 80 pounds, including tax. So it's you could get different fragrance oils for different prices depending on how much they are in demand, the complexity of the different fragrances or scents in them, and then also the extract, where these things are gotten from. And one thing that I would like to say at this point is, when you're going into the candle making process, make sure you evaluate the market and see where you can get the best value for money. And so you need to go on different candle making or candle supply websites or candle making websites and see where people get their stuff, or the different people selling things. Compare your prices, compare the things you want against the value you want to get out of every dollar or every pound you spend, and make sure you get what you feel is decent enough for your pocket, but also high quality material for your customers. I recently found a website that gives me this same scent in a much cheaper price, and I couldn't believe it. The day I went on and bought it, it was amazing. And in my review of fragrance oils, I am going to be giving you that extra special tip, so stay tuned for that video in the next few weeks. Don't worry, I won't keep you waiting that long. And so yeah, so that is your fragrance. So your fragrance gives the smell to the candle, and for a scented candle, that is like one of the most important things, because that is just exactly what most people are looking for. They want to have that zen, that scent of something they are used to. And then the next thing I use is my measuring cylinders. And so what I use this to do is I pour my fragrance oils in these, and I could either measure them out with the calibration here, or I could pour them out in these and pour them onto my container on the scale. And this helps me to save oil, because if you're pouring directly from the big jar, you could waste a lot of oil or fragrance oil from all the droplets and all the spills. But this helps me to save a lot of oil. And I think I bought 4 of these with a scrubber so I can wash them easily, and I think a pipette. So a pipette, yeah, I bought 4 sizes of these with the scrubber, the pipette, for only $9.99 on Amazon. So really, really cheap, and it's something that would help you a lot, because when you start making candles and you start buying the bigger fragrance oils, you begin to realize that there can be a lot of spills when you're trying to pour just a little quantity of oil from a very big jar. And so this helps to, sort of eliminate all that error and save money overall, because you don't want to waste your money with in wastage. And, I talked about the wax earlier. So the big wax, the slabs, and these are quite hard. Like, yeah, they're really quite hard. And so what I do when I want to break them into pieces is I got a hammer and I got a chisel. I think I bought these on eBay. I can't remember exactly. I'll try and get the link and post it in there. I tried finding the link earlier. I couldn't find it. And I use this so I just, break through the wax like this. And I think I got this for £5 each, so £10 altogether. And it helps me a lot to break the candle wax without injuring myself, without breaking, stuff around the house, or without causing too much damage to my candle making supplies and my wax also. So that is what I use to break up my wax in order to fit them in my melting pitcher for the process of melting my candles. And for the fragrance oils, these are the containers I use, to sort of store them before I pour them in my wax after it's melted. So how I start my process is I measure out what I need to use, and then I pour out my fragrance into these little containers, put them into, when I'm making different candles, put them aside so I know which one to pick when. And this is a glass jar. It's one of those things from Tesco's, I think. It comes with like all this ready to eat desserts, and this is where the container I bought tablets in at some point. And this is a very strong plastic. typically fragrance oils eat through plastic or paper. So if you're planning to use a paper cup or just any regular cup, plastic cup or jar to, you know, transfer your fragrance oils, it's going to spill, it's going to melt through it, it's going to spill, and it's going to mess up everywhere. So you could either get something glassy or something silicone based that, you know, can handle that, the fragrance oil, because fragrance oils could be quite corrosive in their original states. They only become, you know, comfortable on your skin or to plastic and stuff like that after you've mixed, you've diluted them, or you've mixed them in your wax or in your diffusers or things like that. And yeah, so I think that is everything I, you know, use for my candle making process. And there's one more thing, the kitchen weighing scale, which is not here right now, unfortunately, but I'm going to make sure I put a link in the description below for that. It's just a small kitchen scale, and I think I got that for $9.99. It measures in ounces, in kgs, in CLs, in centiliters, and I can't remember the last one, but I like to work in ounces because coming from Nigeria, I use a lot of kg, but coming to the UK, I realized a lot of people enjoy, you know, ounces, and it sounds kind of fancy. And so I decided, okay, I'm going to work in ounces, I'm going to work in degree Fahrenheit, I'm going to be bougie. And so I use the ounce measuring point of the scale, and it measures to as little as 0.05 ounces. So it's really, really useful. I'll put the link to that in the description below. And yeah, so that's all the essential things you need to start up and make your candles and wax melts. In the coming videos, I'm going to, you know, break down all of these things a little bit, talk about jars, talk about how to use the right jar, the right wick, the right fragrance oil, the right, you know, the right components basically to make the perfect candle. And that is going to help you know, a lot of people who are going through the process of trying to understand the candle making process, because for me it was difficult. Didn't have anyone who made candles. A lot of people I reached out to didn't respond to me, you know, trying to teach me some of the things I wanted. And a lot of the things I saw online were vague and very, very, you know, non-descriptive. But I believe through my channel, I'm going to be able to help a lot of people who have questions about different things to get these questions answered. If there's anything you would like me to, you know, talk more about, anything I glossed over that I didn't explain in details, or anything at all that you would like to know about in candle making, you can put it in the comment section below. And any topics you want me to talk about, to discuss, or business tips that you want me to discuss in the journey of making and selling my candles, you can also pop those in the comment section below. And please do not forget to like my video, share my video, subscribe to my channel, and I would go the extra mile and say, please buy candles. Thank you very much, and till I see you in the next video, have a wonderful time. Bye guys, I love you all.